Hey friends, welcome back to another video. Sitting on 77 at the moment. I'm currently dropped some tables, sister. What's happened is I've had a big day at work, pretty tired, got home, rested for a couple of hours at dinner, and now I'm sitting on coming up to 7 o'clock at night. It's not late for you guys, but it's late for me for someone who wakes up at 4 o'clock anyway. But anyway, we've dropped some tables because I'm feeling a bit tired, but we're still we're playing at optimal time now. So hopefully we're doing the rush table at three regular tables. Anyway, so what I'm going to do from now on, if I'm pretty tight, I'm going to drop the tables. And then we'll, if we have, maybe even Monday, I might even just play two tables. So on the worst days, like Monday, Tuesdays, maybe just stick to two tables. And then after that, we'll add the tables depending on the time of day and how we feel as well. So, and probably based on how many sessions we've had, like, first session we might feel fresh, or the first session we might need to warm up, so we play less tables, and then depending how well we're going, we might add some for the time being. Do I defend this? Just looking at the fish, it's going to fold. Definitely a good spot to actually look for the fish and the weaker players. It's going to fold with the small blind. You just don't want the big blind to raise there. 6-3 is trash. What I'm going to do is actually talk about each hand a little bit better now, but I am a little bit tired still, but we're playing less tables, so this should take a lot less pressure off myself. Anyway, going to open up with ace-3 suited. We did manage to do a light 4-bet bluff yesterday, which was pretty nice. He's thinking about it. Pretty tight big blind. So we might have to respect some of his moves. A lot of players will just fold out a lot of, king jack hands from that position with such a tight range, I guess. They're taking a long time. Push 2-7. Well, no, I don't know. Hopefully, just sit out now. They deserve to be sitting out after wasting our time. All right, perfect. Win the blinds anyway. All right, pocket queens. Here we go. Gonna open up. Everyone closed. Also, the fact is, we've changed a few of our bet sizings as well. So we've changed it to 2.5. We should give us bigger size pots. We're going to bet 3 in the small blind though. We can defend against Alba. We're going to defend. We're going to have a look at bet sizing from our villains as well. I'm just going to fold this one out. And if the king, he's got a queen in his range. We don't really, I'm not chasing a flush or anything there. It's one of those scenarios where we're just way ahead, way behind. When you're ahead, you're only going to win a small pot, and when you're behind, you're probably going to lose a big pot trying to, trying to make a play in the blinds battle. That's one thing I have noticed. The blinds battles have probably definitely cost us overall. I mean, we've had some good situations where, we've hit some strong hands. All right, Ace Jack, just going to bet here. Okay, calls. And we're going to 3-bet pretty much all our, C-bet all our range there. I got top pair, going to check behind here. Definitely calling. Alright, we do have a king. Let's get a call. Alright, so he tried bluffing there. So that's another game plan that we're doing as well. Marginal hands, especially with top pair marginal hands. We're going to play them quite, especially out of position as well. Well, that was in position at that time, but we're going to try and get the showdown pretty cheaply and then try and get value from lesser hands. Alright, so 58%. We can't really think much of that bet. Let's watch for the button to probably raise it here. But just in case, we want to try and get the 9. But all right, calling again. Heart comes out. We do have a heart, but I feel like the button to fold here. But I don't think he's going to fold. I think he's going to make a play very soon. But he's probably unsure what we've got as well. All right, Queen Jack going to open. Any big resistance will just fold 9s. But yeah, even if they sneeze at the pot, we'll probably just fold that one. Being a multi-way pot. The question is, we can't really make a play. If we make a bet here, button's going to wake up with something. So I'm just going to check here. We've got some showdown value with smaller pocket pairs, but that's about it. Yeah, we'll just fold this one out. That's fine. All right, Queen Jack. We can think about like full betting. Okay, since we're under the gun, we're just going to fold there. The reason why we fold there is he's going to be a bit tighter with his free betting range against under the gun on average. Not every time, obviously, based on the players, but 7-5 suited. We can go for a squeeze. Okay, he's got a really tight betting range. We're gonna raise this up quite large though. Means he's gonna fold out a lot. And if we hit a 7 or a flush draw, I think we can definitely follow up. Even a 5 there with a backdoor flush. All right, gonna 3-bet King Queen offsuit. Got position now, which is fine. Opening up Ace-3 offsuit. Okay, everyone folds. Opponent's tanking. Just folds. We don't mind getting a free win there. All right, we'll open up 3s. Just looking at see if we can get set mine here. All right, pocket ace is still about the same size, not changing our sizing. Everyone's doing a ton of folding at the moment. So I got a 3-bet with Queen Jack. Hopefully the button folds, perfect. Gotta wait and see what happens now, but I don't think we can fire away. If we bet here, a lot of aces are going to call anyway. Notice we did 3-bet. So we 3-bet, this hits our range. I'm going to bet small and see if we get people to fold. Fortunate, but it's going to be a chop actually, I think. 6-3 is folding. I think it's going to be a chop unless he's got a 6. So he's in front the whole time. We're actually lucky enough to get away with that. And no, we didn't have the best hand. I was thinking maybe when we threw the bet in, we had the best hand, but no, we didn't hit the 3. So, all right, King Queen, small pot, multi-way pot. I'm gonna fold it just because the Jack of Clubs is a poison card. So that means we even have less outs. And we didn't have a club in our hand as well. Go to family 9-8. Hit the 9. If he c-bets all his range here, I can call and try and get trips. And try and hit him up against kings and queens. Very strange he didn't bet. Okay, so I'm going to check this one. If he checks again, then possibly we could hit. All right, going to throw a little bit in, see if he folds. Perfect. Sometimes you don't need to risk a lot. All right, got pocket kings. Sometimes it's amazing how low people fold. All right, 3-bet, kings there. Kings are going to squeeze a little bit larger because we're out of position this time. Oh, with the cutoff, we raise a little bit smaller. Doesn't seem any. Okay, we've got 10s. Doesn't seem like anyone's to play against a 3-bet, which is fine. All right, going to raise quite small, just 30% of the pot. And it's going to shove the river. He's going to let us know if he's got a good hand. Although we're pretty much already in, so it's a snap. He could already have a set though. All right, ace jack, perfect. Not going to cash out. All right, nice hand. All right, jacks, get a squeeze large. Out of position. Also, you could argue to probably just call there because Gris is 38%. All right, it's going to call this one. It could be a flip with ace king. All right, even better. He's just got the king. He's hit a monster. We're going to cash out. He hit one of the best flops because an 8 comes out, any spade. All right, defending queen 5. Second pair, going to do a lot of check calling. Try and hit extra equity. It probably could be a hand we could raise here. But I don't really have enough info yet. I mean, if we go raise, it means we can barrel off. All right, it's going to fold queen 5 there, showing that it's got something there. And plus, we didn't have another heart on the board. If we helped, if our card strength or hand strength actually got stronger, we probably could have called there, or at least raised as well on the turn. All right, defending ace jack. All right, so I got the jack. I got the ace. Sorry. He's uncapped at the moment. We are capped. All right, just gonna check here. 3-2's to fold. We've got ourselves in a spot with. All right, now got a value bet here. We've put ourselves in a lot of issues with small suited connectors. All right, just got a value bet here. All right, nice. Got value from the queen. Probably should have bet on the turn, but that's fine. I'm just going to flat here with the queen jack. Probably argue to fold that spot as well. So I've got a gut shot. I'm going to try and get as much equity. I see if we can get to the river anyway, or at least stay around to hit our 10. Let's have a look how much he bets. Still can't bet here. If we bet here and he raises, we get thrown off our hands. So we're just trying to make it to the river. Okay, so there could be a possible flush. What I'm going to do is actually bet a little bit on the larger side because he could have 2 pairs, he could have sets. I mean, every now and again they'll have a flush and raise it on us, and we'll have to let it go. But every now and again they'll have a set, and makes that big size bet profitable. All right, ace 2 hearts. All right, so we can check raise this one if we really wanted to. Bill could check raise. All right, ace 2. If he checked it again, or we just see a river. Okay, he might actually have missed everything. He might actually have ace of diamonds. Jack 10. That's fine as well. Yeah, the other thing we could do there is something I've been looking at doing is looking at small pots, really attack them. I'm going to call king queen. Really attack them because if it's a small pot, typically it means they've got a marginal hand. Put the king. We'll get some showdown. Oh, actually, no, we'll bet again. Get some value from flushes and stuff. I'm not sure what he's got, but I'll check here. All right, perfect. I bet on the turn just in case he had flush draws. Maybe I should have bet again on the river. I mean, we had a marginal hand, but it was still a decent up hand probably to bet there. I just didn't want, you could run into slow playing there, but I guess he could have raised earlier in the hand, or at least bet a lot larger. All right, Jack 9 under the gun. Got to be a little bit careful here. Does raise. We are deep stacked, so I'm never folding here now. All right, so we've hit one pair. Got a gut shot. Backdoor flush. This hand extremely troublesome. We have to be really careful here. He did bet small. Still means he could still easily have ace king though. If he checks here, it's pretty interesting. Alright, I'm going to call just because he's got 9 and a gut shot. If he's got ace queen, we were in front. Ace king. That's fair enough. Every now and again, we get a bit wrong, but we had plenty of reasons to keep going, I guess. We could probably find a fold, but it was only 11 big blinds, plus there was still a fair bit behind. Alright, Jack's going to c-bet most of our range here. And he's going to raise us, let us know he's strong. Then we'll just let go of the hand, that's fine. Jack 10. Alright, going to raise the large. It's going to keep betting quite large there. Okay, Jack 10, c-betting. Keep betting and see what happens. But no, he's probably got a queen. Oh, he's got ace 2. So lucky we bet the turn as well. Got some value there. Perfect. Then 9's gone. 6-5 is going to go. I think we'll probably open 7-6 from under the gun. Anyway, it's a little bit easier. I mean, we're a little bit tired, but this seems to be pretty easy to keep up. 7-6 offsuit's going to fold. All right, so let's identify. I'm going to fold Jack 7. All right, we'll open up Jack 9 offsuit, but you can probably argue to not bet there. But if everyone folds, we're pretty happy. So on this side, 6 on our right, which is pretty good. Seems pretty fishy, this table, so. All right, 2s we'll just call. Could probably 3-bet as well. 3-bet and then, if you hit a set, we could play it like we've got ace king. All right, it's a bit small, I'm going to call. He could still easily have a worse hand here. You could have ace high or king high. We've been in this scenario a bit. Hit the 5, that's fine. But we've been in that scenario a bit where the pocket pairs actually do hold up. You could probably argue to, start playing our opponent off the hand. But I think you got to be careful too, because sometimes you learn things that aren't suitable for like the micros. All right, just gonna flat here with ace 5 to make sure he's got 100 big blinds. But yeah, you just want to make sure when you learn something, we want to make sure that it's suitable for our stakes. Ace 5's flat here. Keep all his trash in. We do have a gut shot. We could probably raise this on the turn though. Nah, I'm gonna keep playing this way. That's fine. Okay, we missed out. Alright. It's gonna let go. Not sure what he has, but I think we gave ourselves the best chance to get there on the river. We had a lot of bouts. And I feel like if you're raising there, you just don't know we don't know exactly where he's at. But he's been showing he's got somewhat hand strength. He could have had overs, like over pairs. We don't know. He might have actually been uncapped because he raised. Bet, bet, bet. He was actually uncapped. So there was there was very uncertain. It was uncertain we knew what he had. And he might have been just betting a bit smaller to try and keep us in the pot. But we had a lot of outs which could have turned into our favour, which means he probably should have bet more. All right, eight's gonna bet this one, and king six will defend. Not a great pot here for king six. All right, eight's gonna bet. If we do hit eight on the turn, it'll be good for us. All right, gonna bet he's capped, so we're gonna try and get a fold, but he's got an ace, so he's not gonna fold that one. Oh, he's hit a set. Okay, fair enough. He was capped and then hit the turn with a set. Okay, we got ace nine, check raise maybe. It's a very wet board though. Let's bet this one, try and see if we build the pot. We played a little bit different since we're out of position. The other hand, we were in position. We got a showdown value, but he could easily have a king. I could easily have a queen or jacks or tens. I think we're just folding this one, unfortunately. Alright, got pocket kings, got a c-bet, but he's going to fold a lot. Five full wins pre-flop. Ace nine offsuit will fold. Ace nine suited will bet. That's from under the gun. Yeah, ace offsuit hands are a pretty weird predicament. Like you can probably play them at the same time. They are quite trashy as well. I mean, you're going to be dominated a lot of the time with that, ace five offsuit hand, and then you've got no way to make a flush from it. You could probably still make a straight from it, but it's probably a lot harder to make your hand from it. All right, got nines. Got Mr. 40% here. Short stack. All right, we'll just flat. All right, it's going to call flat with king four. I think we'll just fold this one because he's shallow stack. So we've got a backdoor flush. If five of hearts comes out, it becomes really, really interesting. Five four's gone. You can't call 30 odd big blinds for that. Okay, so now we've got a gut shot. Okay, pocket fives, full way pot. How do we feel? Board's paired up. Someone's bet, so we'll probably let go. This shoves all in. I'm just going to let go here. Fives are gone. Oh. Trying to play perfect poker, and sometimes those cards come out. Well, we were right to fold because the jack was there, but unfortunately we did hit the card. And because more people were in the hands, maybe we should have actually called. Alright, A7 probably should have 3-bet though, depending on how aggressive our opponent is. Alright, we're gonna go for another squeeze. Been working pretty well. Hopefully it already folds. Perfect. Alright, we'll see bet the jack. I've got one caller. Bet again. 8-6 suitable bet under the gun. Big question is Marquis actually going to do something about it? Gonna let us know that they're fit of hands. Alright, 3-way in the pot. I'm just not going to fire this one. Actually, I might fire it now with the ace out there. I'll fire it away. Everyone was quite scared on the flop, I think. Perfect. Read the hands right. Alright, we've hit the jack. We're just going to check this one. Just get to the river and probably call a bet. We're going to small bet here. Hopefully he calls with 9s or 10s or something like that. But unfortunately he folds. Queen forwards, trashy hands. Let go of that one. I do want to call, but I'm going to let go. Yeah, I wish I called the 5s on the river, on the turn card. Sometimes we just folded a little bit too early. Don't fold too early. 6-2 offsuit. This guy's taking a long time. We'll open up with ace 10. Alright, 6-2's gone. I think they're just hoping that we hit the fold button. They just bore us to tears. And let go of ace 10. Just got 2 overs, but we could probably opt to call there. We're going to raise it against the fishy type player here. Going to label in green because he's limping from under the gun. It's not very great. It's not a great move. All right, just flopped it. Good bet large. If he hits some type of 2 pair or the king, you might think we're actually bluffing there as well. Then our hand's still susceptible to another heart. So if another heart comes out on the turn of the river, with you flop the nuts, but by the turn of the river, we're dead. And we don't want that. No, just gonna check behind. Got 2 overcards. Love to get free cards. Ace high does beat us here though. Alright. Missed a value bet on the turn, I guess. Alright, gonna raise it against the button. We can check offsuit. Okay, just smooth call. Now we've hit a set of 10s. Okay. Alright, get a bit large and hopefully just win on the C bet. Perfect. Get a bit large here. I think he's going to have a ton of aces here. Like an ace, king, ace, queen, ace, jack, maybe even 2 pair. We've got a set, so we don't want to see an 8. I think he doesn't have an 8 or he would have snapped it off. Doesn't have a flush, he would have snapped it off. I think he might have an ace and he's really contemplating if we've got an 8. We've played it like an 8. Folds. A shame. Alright, ace 8 suited. Definitely an open. All flat. There's a bit of a gap between the BPIP and PFR and PFR. Alright, so unfortunately we hit top pair, but we didn't hit 2 pair. Alright, we do have we do have aces, so we've got an ace, so we're definitely going to call one. This is the case of if you're playing these type of hands, you need to let these go. Ace jack, get a call, go position. And now it's going to be interesting to see what he does here. If he bets again, we fold. If he checks here, good. All right, we'll fold this one. Just need to see a 3. Oh, or an ace. Damn, the ace is probably good enough. I was hoping to see a check though, and we bluff him off the hand. I'm going to call with king queen. Got top pair, good kicker. Check, check, and then get some value from weaker hands hopefully now. Just looks like we could be betting there pretty wide. All right. A great board for ace queen. Would fold in the end. I mean, we could have probably fired away. We just called anyway. We just called. It wasn't like we had the initiative. If we raised pre-flop, I guess we could have went for the c-bet straight away. But we decided not to go for the c-bet. And being in a multi-way pot as well, it's pretty much a safer play was check fold. All right, going to bet all our range here with queens. Bet a bit larger, looks like we're scared. Unfortunately, folded that last one. I'll take it. I think he just probably missed a flush draw. Maybe had a gut shot or some type of straight draw as well. Maybe he had an ace and he's just realised he's behind. All right, a7's gonna let go. Yeah, probably shouldn't have. Probably could have folded that one as well. Pocket aces in the small blind can get tricky. All right, we're going to raise it on the larger side, being out of position. He's going to smooth call a lot of pocket pairs, so. All right, we're just going to call here. And if they hit their set, they hit their set, but we're going to go all in now. There's no way we're folding here. Going to check here. He's going to shove a lot. Maybe. All right, he's bought the bait. I think he's going to fold here. No. So he sold the candy. We sold the candy there. Very lucky. I mean, we got paid there. I didn't think it was going to get through in the end. I thought he was going to check behind, but very lucky. Got the bet on the end. But really, I could have just shoved. I could have just shoved pre-flop. All right, 7's going to call, try and get a 7 on the turn. Unfortunately, didn't get there, but small enough. All right, Jack's got there. That's a culprit of we could actually have attacked that hand. All right, I'm going to squeeze with Queen Jack. Go on the larger side. We've got a lot of okay cards coming. You could probably question the fold here as well. We've got a gut shot 10. We do have a double gutter now. We could probably check raise this one if we wanted to. It's gonna let go Jack 10. Man. We had an open ender. Flush draw as well. Yeah, no, don't do that to me. Alright, just bluff the river. It's a small pot. Okay. Ace could be good enough here. They could still have all the pocket pairs. It's going to value bet this one. They could still have jacks or tens. Alright, going to raise for queen jack. Alright, it's going to call. Yeah, not a good spot now. Maybe the jack on the river would have been good enough though. Anyway, we added a little bit of wood on that fire. Alright, ace queen's folding. It's fine. We're only paying attention on this table now. Alright, ace king under the gun. 29%. Does raise. 3-bet 6%. We do have position, so I'm going to flat. Keep all these weaker hands in. Alright, gotta bet this one. Do have a lot of hands where you could have ace queen, ace 10. Still got to continue betting here. He's going to definitely let us know if he's got a jack. But I think a lot of weaker aces. We've got a decent hand there to be in front of a lot of his range. So nice pot. Of course, if he's got a jack there, he's probably raising us. Then on the river, we can just go check. I don't think we can go three streets of value on that hand. A little bit dirty on the fourth table. All right, gonna open up 10-7. Got position. Bets into us. I'm just gonna call. We got quads now. All right, if he's got a jack, he's going all in probably. If he's got quads as well, it's pretty sad, but I'm just gonna shove. He might have a jack. King, queen. Okay. Wait a sec. Because there was a full house on the board. It's a nice hand. I wasn't even contemplating tens over jacks. That's how irrelevant the board was, even though it was a powerful board. Like, I was shoving not because of the board, like to go at that. I thought maybe he had a jack. It was good that he called me king queen though. Sometimes people just call it chop, and that comes to a scenario where you should not just call it a chop. Because best case scenario, you're splitting the pot. Worst case scenario, you're losing your stack. it's just not worth it. So sometimes you got to find a fold. And if you can't handle the raise, don't bet. A7, got a pair, got a flush draw. We can handle a raise here as well. We're going to raise it quite large here as well. Let's build the pot up when we can. Maybe a little bit too high though. In position, probably should bet a little bit smaller. Like, should raise a bit smaller there. Or we could just flat. But then as soon as the spade comes out, if he's not chasing a flush, then I don't know. Then you could argue the fact that if he's chasing a flush as well, he's going to raise you anyway. So then we could just flat. Raising there's probably silly. Okay, bottom pair, flush draw. Gonna set mine with fours. Okay, we've got the flush. Alright, we'll bet big. See what happens. Gonna call with fours. There's two other people in the pot. Fours could be good here, but alright, let's try and steal it. Don't know what the button's got. This could be a disastrous. Alright, he folds. Perfect. Ah, he had sevens. On fours. Yeah, I was just trying to. He showed a bit of weakness, so I thought we'll fire it away. Didn't want the button to call. Up against Homer. Alright, just let go. Queen Jacks is terrible on that board. You said the run out's not even better. We got King Queen. We're going to raise it a little bit higher. Try and isolate Kevlin. Hey, if we called with 9-8 offsuit, we would have had. Alright, could I bet this one? We would have had a gut shot. Let's check behind here. Maybe get a check. Oh, no. Maybe bet. No, he fold. This time he folds. Every other time he's found the bet. A little bit frustrating. Alright, we could have called King Jack, though we're a little bit wide here. Alright, backdoor. A lot of issues with this hand. Alright, King 10 is going to bet here. Got backdoor flush. Just a heads up. Going to fold King Jack. Probably could argue to call there too, but he's such a short stack. Ace high wins here. I'm going to bluff this one. If he doesn't have an 8, he might fold. Remember we did bet the flop. If he calls here, he's not really thinking. Ace high. Damn it. So maybe we didn't bet big enough. But it's not like we didn't bet on the... We bet the flop as well. A little bit frustrating. Alright, 5 balls gone. We will 3-bet Queen 4. 3-bet's a lot. Alright, we're gonna like 4-bet. We play 7% of hands, 3-bet, so nothing looks suspicious here too much. Everything looks pretty primed for a fold. And then he just goes all in. It stinks, but sometimes it happens. Alright, so you've got 8, not folding in, we're not folding an open ender. The multi-way pot. We've only got a 5 here, so we're going to fold this one. Unfortunately, didn't get the 9 or the 4. Would have rather hit the 4. Because we sort of block. We block the straights there. Alright, this table we're going to leave. And we'll start a new one. Start a new one. And go from there. Alright, Jack 6 suited. The call. Okay, we've got a gut shot and we've got a flush draw. I'm gonna raise it large. Yeah, maybe I should have checked again. See if we can get some type of bluff going, but we pretty much said, hey, we've got a big hand. You should fold. Yeah, 6-5 wins. So we've got top pair. Shot. And pocket kings. All value bet get the queen to call, hopefully. Or a pocket pair like jacks or tens, maybe. Unfortunately not. We'll call. Get a bit large here. Not sure what he's doing, but I'll check behind. Yeah, I had a feeling he was doing something fishy like that. I feel like he was being a little bit trappy as well, but I didn't think it was such a scary board for kings. I think if we bet there, he's going to fold out all the hands that we beat. We'll call jack 5. Gut shot. Backdoor flush. This guy's been hitting us a little bit too. If he bets 5, we'll probably call. Bets 10 or 12, we might fold, but ace is going to bet. Okay, if he's got an overpay, maybe he's questioning the sixes. All right, gotta let go. He's gonna let go. Yeah, the jack 5 hand, we could probably raise maybe and then shove the river, but we do get, ace king probably to fold there, but we don't probably get kings or aces or queens to fold. Ace queens folding. Probably should have looked at the 3-bet first. 6% is reasonable. I should have called. Right, now we've got aces. And now he folds. The guy that we want to be in the hand against us now folded, which is annoying. Bet large, small pot. All right, we'll bet, but we'll see. At least we won something there, but it's small stack. All right, folding. All right, ace 8 suited. All right, we'll call behind. All right, got threes. Got it back door, but I think We're going to call just in case he hasn't hit 9. We might slow down. 3's going to set mine. Do our position, and we could probably go for a steal here. They call 5, try and hit a 3, and then get value from a king. Alright, we can't win this unless he folds. I think he's tried slow playing it. Lucky we didn't hit the 3 after all. I've got ace king, I've got aces. Alright, there's multi-way. We're going to raise a bit larger because there's more people in the pot. We'll call 8s once at least. Go ahead and just bet here with a set. It's quite a scary board as well. Alright, we'll bet here. Hopefully gets a queen to call, but he's going to have a jack here a lot, so it's going to let go. Unfortunately. I mean, the other thing we could have done was maybe check call, but I think we played right. I think he's only going to raise there with the jack. Yeah, the other thing we could have done was bet a bit larger. Because sometimes you're inducing a bluff when you bet that small. Ten nine suited. We'll open. I only got the big blind to worry about. Got top pair. Okay, kicker. We'll limp along with ace 9. No clubs, get out the hand. Alright, jack 10 just complete. Ace 9's gone, just not going to get stuck. We'll call with jack 10. No, I've got a flush, but he could call with a better spade. Maybe he's thinking about shoving. No. Alright, nice. Sometimes people do get sticky and just called with any 2 at the end there. I know these people love wasting time. Alright, jack 10's going to be a simple check fold. Nice little win with this blind battle. Got king jack offsuit. Going to open this one. Yeah, jack 10's simple fold. It's going to be hard to win, especially with the flush draws. Don't even have a straight draw. I mean, if an 8 comes out, then or a 9 comes out, we do have a gut shot. It's somewhat trying to be tired. Just gotta remember to I'm pretty tired. I don't get over carried away. Just need to remember where I'm at. Just making sure we fold these trashy hands. You see he's got a 7. So really hard for us to actually bounce back from that. I'm going to call 10-7. That position. Checks here. We're just going to win this pot. So got top pair, back door. Got a call. Checks here. We're going to try and take it down the turn. Good aces. Yeah, 5-4 suited just folding. I did want to bet. Open up. Alright, aces, gonna bet. Small pot there. Nice the turn bet got through. Let's call with sevens. Alright, we've got aces, but no on 3 bets. Gonna call. No diamond, unfortunately. I've got kings. Unfortunately lost that one. I got to raise with kings and squeeze. Open up with 9-8. Fives. We can defend with check 8. We'll call fives, but I'll be overly happy about it. Probably should have called, actually. Jack 8. Backdoor flush. Do we bet this one? I'm going to bet this one, hopefully get folds, and then if we get called, hopefully get the club on the river. Alright, ace queen, this is going to call. Just going to let go. I think he's going to have a 10 there. Just checking behind. Actually going to raise that and get him off the hand. He bet quite small. He bet quite small. Nines here we can call, but he could have a king. We can check call this one. We beat everything but a king. But yeah. Okay, can't call. Alright, aces. Let's 3-bet. Light 3-bet. Raising quite sharp with aces here. Alright, c-betting with 7-3. Not folding at 8-7. Get a bet on the larger side, hopefully get some folds. Nice. Check behind. We've still got a decent hand. We do have a straight here. We can just call. I don't think we could raise this. I think it's just going to value bet though. Beautiful. Was with just a 10. Got a 3-bet aces. Try and keep it pretty standard. 3 times the open raise. I'm going to bet here 60%. Bet again. I'm happy to go. So not a bad pot there for aces. Second pair was 7. Let go. Don't get too greedy there. It's the type of hand that does get in trouble. We'd rather have had a bit more equity than that in the second pair. 4-3 would have hit the flush. All right, tables aren't going overly amazing, but they're going okay. Got 70 there, 70, 73, 76, 78. So we've got 80 at the moment, roughly. Also, I think we can try and get a rewards. Let's see if we can get the daily freebie. Yeah, spinning gold, we've got one. We can use that tomorrow. Depending how we go. Like now, if we feel energetic, but I don't think so. I'm feeling pretty flat, so it's the reason why we're playing any full tables. All right, Ace Jack suited, gonna open up. All right, so we can see bet this one. We've got 10 hits to straight. We've got the range. Check raise with Jack 4. All right, now I'm gonna bet this one. Hopefully it folds. Gonna give up at Jack 4 there. Just missed the flush card on the river. He's probably got a 9. We'll bet again. We'll have the range advantage. He could definitely have a better hand, but if we hit the magic 10 on the river like that, and he's called, then we're just going to go value town and bet even larger, hopefully. All right, king high loses. Little pot there. Ace 10 could 3-bet, but decide to fold. Two folding. We'll open up with King Jack suited from under the gun. Yeah, everyone is folding a lot, so it means the tables aren't really alive at the moment, so to speak. We could probably leave the table now. I think we started a little bit too late. I think we started all right time, but I think about 6 o'clock is probably optimal. C bet with the king. He didn't 3-bet, so do have the range advantage here. Great turn card for us. We're going to barrel this one on the higher side, so then we hit the river, we can bet even larger. Okay, it's a scare card again. I'm going to bet really big here again. He could just call and we lose and we look stupid. But this is a scare card. And we did open up pre-flop. These guys might not even be thinking that. He might be just happy with his king. Alright, so got 8-7. We're going to flat. We're going to defend our blind. Alright, so got second pair with 8. Alright, calls. He's got a king. Ace-4, he's got 2 pair. Oh, wow. Okay. Bit unlucky, I think. So I got the 8, but I don't think the 10 wins this one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to call it. Thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Like I said, I'm pretty tired today, so we're going to keep it short. And you said to lower the tables, and that's what we did today because we didn't feel that great. We felt pretty tired. We did rest up when we got home from work, so yeah. As you can see, we broke $80, which is good. So still getting the win rate even from 4 tables now. So I think if we're on the tighter side, like tied side, we can do one. We can do 1 and 3, and then when we're feeling better, do 2 and 4. I think we can do that. If we're really tight, maybe even less, we could probably two regular tables. That's pretty simple, or one and one. You know, one regular, one Russian cash table. But yeah, as played, I think we did all right. I will play the spin gold tomorrow when I'm feeling a bit fresh. Anyway, guys, yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and catch you tomorrow. See you guys.